Good afternoon, Indian River School District. I want to talk to you about where home prices are today, where they're potentially going to, and why we got ourselves in this position, plus 2 takeaways. And if you'd like to follow along with me, scan this QR code and you'll get this sheet with my notes on it to follow along as we go. So as we look into Indian River, the first thing we'll see in the second column over from the left is our units listed. Back in 2022 of June, we had 293 homes that were listed onto the market. June 2023, we had 249 homes hit the market, bit less. And June of this year, we had 274 units hit the market. That's homes being listed, and that's right in the middle of the last year and that year prior. Interestingly enough, though, with less homes being listed here in 2024's June than in prior years, our EOM, our end of month inventory, is higher than it's been in the prior years. So even though we have less homes being listed each and every month than we were last year in Indian River, we are seeing inventory accumulate. And when supply accumulates, that is one of the variables needed for prices to slow down in their increase or even correct. The end of market inventory in June of 2022 was 614. If we scoot up the column, we'll see in June of 2023, last year, we're at 729 homes. It's a 110 plus home increase. And now if we look at this year, we've gone from 729 to 957. That is double the increase that was seen from 2022 to 2023. There was no increase from 2021 to 2022. And now over 220 homes hit the market and are staying on the market month over month. What does that mean for Indian River? Well, it's going to be the number right next to it, the MSI, the month supply of inventory. The month supply of inventory tells us a very, very needed stat. MSI is really simple. How many months of inventory do we have if all the sellers stop selling? If every homeowner said, I'm not selling my home, based off how many homes are currently on the market, how many months would we be able to supply our current buyer demand for Indian River before we run out? That number 2 years ago was at 2.4, then jumped up to 3, and now we see it at 4.1 and potentially rising. Now, with inventory accumulating, the one factor that we need to be worried about is inventory accumulating while demand lowers. If buyers aren't showing up to the table to buy houses and more sellers are lining up to sell their houses, that means Indian River could indeed see a price decrease. So let's look at the demand. The demand can easily be measured in the price points that homes are selling for and how long it's taking for those homes to sell. 2 years ago, we saw homes were taking less than a month to sell at 23 days. Last year at a month and a half at 45 days. And now we're creeping up to 2 months at 51 days on market. So that stat right there would say demand is weakening. The next stat we can look at is the price point homes are selling for. 2 years ago, that price was $440,000. Last year, up to $480,000, but we did have some up and downs between $450 and $480. And now we're just a little bit lower than that. We're sitting between anywhere between $470 and $459.95. Okay, so what do all these numbers mean? That takes me to my 2 takeaways. My 2 takeaways for this market right now in Indian River are the inventory is accumulating. So my number 1 takeaway is, will it continue? If inventory continues to go up, if that EOMINV continues to go up, we could see price points go down. If we see, though, that EOMINV, the end of month inventory, the amount of homes available for sale at the end of that particular month, go down, well, that means demand is outpacing supply and we could see a continued increase in price points, or at least price points sustain where they're at. My second takeaway is the metrics needed for price points to begin going down and even correct, because there are 2 numbers on this sheet that we can monitor to see when will or if price points go down. And the 2 numbers we need to track are days on market and month supply of inventory. More specifically, we need days on market to hit 75 days regularly. And again, we are now up to 51 days. 75 days on market on average whenever a home hits the market. And we need to get to 5.5 months of supply in order to start getting to a sequenced or continued price reduction month over month. 5.5 months of inventory on the market and homes sitting on average for 2.5 months every single time. We're not there yet in Indian River, and we may not get there, but for those looking to see a price decrease, that's what you need to see. All while I'm looking at these stats, though, that is the direction we are headed, closer to a buyer's market as we currently sit still in an inferno hot seller's market in Indian River. We'll continue to keep you updated. Subscribe for more alerts like this, and again, get this QR code if you want this sheet with my notes on it. Otherwise, have a fantastic Indian River, Delaware day.